Startup Weekend is basically a 54-hour event where the people from the community, whether developers, designers, lawyers, business experts, come together to form teams, brainstorm on ideas and then build them out with the hope that they build a prototype by the end of the 54 hours.
On Friday we come in here, we have dinner, people register and they form their groups after they have pitched their ideas and people have voted for the best ideas, and then they form teams and they back up those ideas.
First of all, they come up with a problem that they have faced in the education sector. They're supposed to come up with an idea of a solution to solve the problem they came up with. We have more than 15 ideas, but now we have to choose because we cannot take the 15 ideas. From that, we give the participant 3 sticky notes, and then they have to place it on the idea they think they relate to. We pick like 8 of the ideas and drop the others, and now we start working with that.
On Saturday, they continue to flesh out those ideas. Once they have a solid idea, they go out there into the world, around the area that we're in Kilimani, and they talk to people to try and validate that idea. They get tips and tricks on how to build a minimum viable product. They are taught on how to do a business model canvas, and they're also taught on how to pitch eventually, which will happen on Sunday, which is the last day after they have created a pitch.
I was covering something called business model canvas, just helping someone figure out how to structure their idea in a way that they can be able to easily pitch it to an investor or be able to plan out the idea into something practical.
I came to Startup Weekend to help facilitate a workshop around idea validation. So we were just talking through how to think about your customer segment, identify your customers, and validate a lot of assumptions that entrepreneurs make when coming up with business ideas, so that you can decide when and where and how to pivot.
The session that I was running was on how to pitch. So what this one is about is how do you get the idea or the business idea that you have into a form or a way that can be easily understood by investors and people who would possibly purchase your product or use your service.
This year we've seen a younger crowd come in, and we feel that we are planting a seed in them, looking ahead to seeing what they could possibly do for the future.
Startup Weekend is my first time, but I was so surprised because these guys are just 14 years old, 15 years old. They're very young. While I was 15 and 14, I didn't know anything about venture capitalists, fixed cost, variable cost, asset liability. I didn't know these things.
The key thing about what we witnessed today, what the students presented, is that they're already being thrown into what the real world environment is when you are in business. A lot of people come across this the first time in their 20s, some in their 30s, even 40s, pitching and coming up with an idea for the first time, pitching to investors.
Each idea was different, but it had to have a basis in education, and all the ideas were very broad. Some presented in very different ways, but were able to at least get down to one idea that was worth being explored and worth being pushed further and being pushed into the market as well.
A lot of us got the chance to think about entrepreneurship after high school, which is somehow a bit late. You know, time is very, very crucial with reference to entrepreneurship. You need to make a lot of mistakes early enough so that you figure out what you're actually interested in.
For this Startup Weekend, for most of them, this is the first time to come for this activity. It will be a point to see how we can formulate ideas and how those ideas can be converted to businesses that can be able to solve problems, especially in education.
From this weekend, we get to how can we solve those problems. Is it about developing an app? Is it about developing a program that will solve those issues?
Since they plan to infuse education into technology, I find it very interesting and it's a good learning experience. Yeah.
I was expecting to interact with so many people, learn new things about innovation and how I would get around in the business world when I even grow older.
They're making it more lively and more business oriented rather than they're just keeping it as a school or a work project.
My expectations actually were that I would come and pitch, get as many ideas, and that's actually come to reality because we've met many people who have helped us with our business. So yeah, I'm really grateful for everything.
The reason I actually give time to show up for a lot of these judges or coaches is it gives you hope. We have a youthful generation that is learning to leverage the opportunities they have and to use them to solve their problems.
This is where I encourage parents and teachers to just encourage that entrepreneurial spirit in students.
We know that we need future entrepreneurs to help continue to solve the problems that we face as a community. Our role as a Startup Weekend organizers is really to help build the experience and the opportunity for people to get inspired about solving those problems and build the skills that they need to be future entrepreneurs, to actually contribute, to be part of the solution and change their own communities.